Hi, it's a lipstick gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to do a new tag video that I saw Allie Glines put up. It's the 21 questions makeup tag. And I haven't watched hers. I was like, okay, don't watch it. Go write your own responses to all of these. And after I'm done recording this, I'm so interested in watching, and then I'm gonna look for the rest of them on YouTube. Thanks for watching today. Thank you for being subscribed. I've got the list of questions here on my phone. The first one is, what's the oldest makeup product in your collection? Okay, so this is it. And of course it's a lipstick. And are you surprised it's a red lipstick? This is from Lancome. This is their L'Absolu New lipstick in the shade 161 Red Chiffon. They don't make this formula anymore. They don't make this color anymore. And I actually know this is my fourth tube of this. I bought 3 of these in a row and I went through them so quickly that when I got this one, I'd been using it for probably a solid year and a half at that point, every day. It was like my favorite thing. And it's just a sheer red. It's comfortable. That's old. You can tell it's old, but I keep it for reference. My favorite makeup product is always a lipstick and a red lipstick. And I love that this one is just a little bit, not too much. And I've had this since, 2005? Was it 16 years old? Maybe it's 16 years old. Question number 2 is, what's your most recent makeup purchase? And I bought both of these at the same time. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Iced Out Highlight, which looks like this. And this is the Air Matte, I couldn't remember the name. It's the Air Matte Lip Color from NARS. So this is in the shade Total Domination. I bought these at the same time. I've got a video coming if it's not already out. If it is, I will link it for you here. But that's my most recent makeup purchase. Question number 3 is, what's the first makeup product I ever used? Lip gloss. Lip gloss. I was not allowed to wear like regular makeup until I was 14 and just about to graduate from junior high. And so my mom let me, like in 2nd or 3rd grade, start wearing lip gloss. And that was when roller gloss balls were I was a kid of the 80s. So I had that. I had the Bonnie Bell lip smackers. I still to this day have one. Where are you? In Dr. Pepper. I still love this, and what is so funny is it's another kind of sheer red. This is the Bonnie Bell, and this is the Lancome. I'm such a creature of habit, and some things I just keep. This is not an old one from when I was a kid. I just keep repurchasing that, and it's funny, but I do love that sheer rosy look on my lips. But lip gloss was the first thing. Number 4, what's a makeup trend that you used to love, but now you hate? Man. Hate is a strong word. I would say like super highlighty. Now I still can over highlight because I'm addicted to highlighter. I know that. But I find that the older I get, the more subdued, more skin-like, more kind of soft glow I want, and not quite the stripe, like land the plane right here, please. That's not really what I'm going for. Number 5 is a trend that I used to hate that now I love. I think it would be blurred lips. I used to be so persnickety in my 20s and my 30s, especially when I was wearing a bold color, of having an exact line on the edge of my lips and my color never went out. And the idea of it being blurry and smeared and looking lived in, or like you've been kissing somebody in it, I was like, no, mine will always be perfect. I really love a blurry lip line. I think it's beautiful. One of my, the reason that I love it is Katie Jane Hughes. Love her so much. I'm addicted to her Instagram, but when she does kind of a soft blurry lip, I'm like, I want to do that. I want to do that so much. So I will pat things out with my finger. I will use a brush to kind of fuzz the edge just a little bit. I really like a blurry lip. Never thought I would. Number 6 is my favorite step in my makeup routine: lipstick, lip gloss, anything. Lips always my fave. Number 7, again, the one product I can't live without, a lip product. Even if it's something as simple as a lip sleeping mask, it doesn't have to be color. I cannot abide dry lips. I don't like it when they flake. I don't like it when they're tight. I don't like it when they're so undernourished that they split in wintertime and you've got kind of like a crack in your lips. Oh, that makes my heart so sad even thinking about it. And it's been years since I've been so neglectful that my lips have split. I think the last time that happened was in 2017, and I was in the the neuro ICU, and I just had 2 brain surgeries and been airlifted from my tiny town. So I was not thinking hydration. I wasn't washing my face. I'd been in bed for like 4 days, you know, with a big thing around my head. That's the last time my lips got so dry they cracked. But that's the one thing I can't abide, dry lips. So I always need a lip product. Question number 8 is, what sparked your love for makeup? This is easy. It was lipstick. I was probably 4 or 5, and I was in my parents' room. This must have been like 1979, 1980. And I remember my mom had this round hat box. She had some picture frames on top of it. And I don't know what possessed me. I took the picture frames off. I lifted up the lid to the hat box, and inside were some papers, but there were 2 lipsticks, and they were in beautiful gold shiny packaging. And I was like, what is this? So I pulled it up and I rolled one up, and one of them was bright red, like fire engine red. And the other one was a white pearl lipstick. These must have been from either her high school or early college days, because it had very much that lipstick, like that mod vibe to it. And my mom at that point in my life didn't wear any makeup, not mascara, not concealer, not anything. And it wasn't until years later, when I was already in late elementary, that my mom finally went to get her colors done like they did in the 80s. And she started wearing some makeup, minimal. She still to this day is a very minimal makeup wearer. And I think my love of makeup was when I found those 2 lipsticks in her hat box, and I put them on, and I had like white, and then I rubbed it off, and then I put the red on, and I looked like a clown, but I loved it. Number 9 is the worst makeup look I've ever done. Now, this is probably the one that I like the least, and the one that I'm kind of like, oh, why is it still up on my Instagram? And it was using the red monochromatic palette from ColourPop. I'm intimidated by red any place but on my lips. Like, the minute I had red eyeshadow, I didn't know what I was doing. It's still a palette I have reached for only a handful of times. I don't know why I bought it. It's like, push yourself outside of your comfort zone, and I'm still like, But that's the one that just to this day just gives me kind of like the cringies. Number 10 is my favorite makeup look I've ever done. This is one I did last February, and I think what I like about it is that it's less makeup and more me. It's very minimal eye. It's got kind of a soft, glowy cheek and a really, fun, punchy but glossy lip. I'm all about the comfortable lip products. And it was me trying on M Cosmetics for the first time. If you're curious, I will link for you here the video that this look comes from. But I feel like overall, I looked healthy. I looked happy. Of course, it was pre-pandemic. Like I didn't have a care in the world, and I was just delighted to be trying new makeup. But still, as I look back, that's probably the one where I'm always trying to get back to that look, where my skin looks good, where my color is just enough but not too much, and I feel like my makeup isn't dominating my face and making a statement. It's just me feeling beautiful. Question 11 is favorite drugstore makeup item. Oh, this one's hard because I would instantly tell you, if we're talking about a lip product, it's the e.l.f. Sheer Slick Lipstick. This is the shade Black Honey. This is my favorite. I do have another shade of this, but this is the one I love the most. And it looks like this. It's a dead-on dupe for the Almost lipstick from Clinique, the one in Black Honey. But I have fallen hard and fast. I'm wearing this today. This is the L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Concealer. I don't have a color corrector on. I wanted a real light makeup look, nothing too heavy. But I love this because I can put it on and I can tap it out, and it goes from, concealed here to the rest of my skin where I'm not wearing foundation, and it looks beautiful. It blends good with foundation too, but there are a lot of days that I'm wearing these two things, like concealer and a little bit of color. And I feel like this is great because it doesn't settle into those crinkles. It hides the redness, but it still looks like skin. Beautiful. Question number 12 is my favorite splurge makeup product. Again, another tie. I would say the one thing that I continue to repurchase and I still pay the price for, even though it is like, why is it so expensive, is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder. I use the shade Diffuse Light, and it's hard to go through these because they're a baked product. Somehow I always finish almost like one a year, and there are times that I'll use this just under the eye, but all over the face. It's beautiful. I love this product, and my favorite splurge for lipstick is not the most expensive lipstick I have. It's just my favorite, and it's Lisa Eldridge. Lisa Eldridge's velvet lipsticks are amazing. I love the reds. This is my favorite. This is Velvet Ribbon. That's one swipe. Delicious. The other one I'm addicted to and I wear a lot is her orangey red called Velvet Morning. And they are just, oh, amazing. I feel like if you're gonna spend high-end price for a matte lipstick, Pat McGrath's is good, Charlotte Tilbury's is good. I've tried some from Tom Ford, but this is where I'm continuing to spend my money, and I have more of these than any other formula because it's perfection. Question number 13 is my most repurchased makeup item, and I don't know because I don't really keep tabs on it, but I have two that instantly come to mind. One is this. I have repurchased this so many times. I discovered it 14 years ago and I have never once been a day without it. This is Lipstick Queen's Medieval. Surprise, it's a sheer red. And the reason that I fell in love with it, this is Medieval, and the one above is the one from Lancome, that red chiffon. This is why I keep buying this, because this is the closest I can get to the favorite, my most favorite lipstick in sheer color, glossiness, hydration. It feels like a lip balm. It's beautiful. The other thing I'll tell you is when I fell in love with this mascara, when did it come out? 3.5 years ago? I have not been without it ever since. I actually have 2 unopened boxes right now. I recently finished one, but I am never without this. So if I go through like 4 of these a year, I might have bought more of these than I have of this, but I feel like mascara is something you can't just keep until you use it all up. Otherwise, you're gonna end up with a sty in your eye. But these are probably my 2 most repurchased. I've been repurchasing this the longest. This is a close second, but I probably repurchased more of these, but I never buy them when they're $25. I always get them in a set. I always get them when they're on sale during Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty, or Macy's is having a sale and they're $12.50. I do not pay $25 for these, although I have once. And then after that, I wait for a sale because it's expensive and I have luxury tastes, but I don't have luxury money always. Question number 14 is my earliest makeup memory. Probably that memory of me trying on my mom's 2 lipsticks that she never wore, the white and the red. And I knew at that point I fell in love. After that, I remember watching a lot of classic movies, like the Golden Age of Hollywood movies with my mom and my grandma. I remember watching Gone with the Wind when I was, I think, 5, when it was showing on TV. I remember watching His Girl Friday, The Philadelphia Story. And I remember, even though those last 2 were in black and white, I could still see they had beautiful, like, red lipstick on. That coupled with the memory of me playing with my mom's red lipstick, I think that's why it's my favorite. I love makeup, and watching all of those movies from the 30s and 40s just kind of made me want to look like those women. They were just so glamorous. Question number 15 is interesting. It's my favorite place to shop for makeup. If we're talking of ease of shopping, I do prefer the Sephora website over the Ulta website. I hate the Ulta website. I hate the Ulta app. Ugh. But oddly enough, I enjoy shopping in store at Ulta. And I think what I like about it is they have all of their high-end brands. They have skincare, they have hair, they have nail polish, they have everything, fragrance, and then they have a whole drugstore section. And I live 5 or 6 minutes from my local Ulta, and I picked these guys up when I went in store just a couple of days ago. Question number 16 is the most underrated makeup product I own. I would have to say it's Beauty Pie's One Powder Wonder. This shade is their Uberlescent Universal. It looks frightening in the pan. It's white. I don't know that you can see it. There is a significant dip in here. I feel like I'm going down the slope to the middle. I love this. I tried this in September last year, and I never get through powders, especially a baked powder like this, but it's You can hardly see it. It has a subtle sheen. This is beautiful under the eye. This may actually replace this for me for my under eye setting powder. I have been reaching for this more than this. The price, I feel like there are some really good Beauty Pie products. I love their cream blush. I love their glossy lip oil. I love this. Their contour one that's similar to the one from Charlotte Tilbury. I feel like they have some really good stuff. And then they have some just kind of okay stuff. But this is a brand that I don't hear a lot of people talking about because you kind of have to be part of the club, right? You could pay the $30 or $40 for this, or you could get it for like $10 or $11 if you're in the club. I've got a couple of Beauty Pie videos that I will link for you here as well as in the description bar below, but this is the one that I reach for so much, and it takes me a long time to go through powder, and the fact that I already have like a very significant dividend here, I would say this is the most underrated but most appreciated in my collection right now. Question number 17 is hard. It's the most overrated makeup product I own. I have not fallen in head over heels with Pat McGrath. I know this is gonna be unpopular. I know some people absolutely love her products. Now, I have some of her lipsticks. Her lipsticks are fine. They're not $38, $40. They're just fine. I would prefer the Lisa Eldridge, which is less expensive. I know that Pat McGrath's packaging is lovely. I prefer the Lisa Eldridge. It is, I feel like it has a magnet. This is just your regular click closure. It is pretty. I feel like they're a different level of luxe. This one is a little heavier. This one is a little bit lighter. I have two of her eyeshadow palettes. I have one of the Mothership, like the big ones, and then I have this guy here. This is the Sublime Bronze Ambition. I definitely use this one a little bit more than I use this one here. This is the one that has that green shade in it. They're beautiful, but I'll tell you, these last four kind of special shades, you can see all the glitter all over the palette from those guys. I end up with that glitter kind of like everywhere. And I know it makes for the most amazing look on the eyes. Like, they're so pretty, but I can never get them to stay in the same place. And I have to kind of really want to use it and kind of, okay, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. And so I don't want to have to work that hard. Feel free to sound off about that in the comments down below. You're not going to change my mind, but everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Number 18 is probably the one that I have the most like, the question is, what is a discontinued makeup product you wish would come back? Oh, instantly two. I want this lipstick back, but I feel like I have a good dupe in the Lipstick Queen. But the one thing that always made my skin look perfect, and they don't make anymore, is the Photogenic foundation from Lancome. Oh my goodness. I bought that nonstop. It was the perfect match to my skin. Like, it looked the exact same shade. I had to use the lightest color. I think it was 100 Ivoire N. Love, love, love. I've tried other 100 Ivoire N from Lancome, and it's not the same shade. I don't like it. And a lot of the other ones, I have the Tanti Doll, I have the Tanti Doll stick. I've tried there's a luminous one that they have. You know what? None of them are as good. And the one that replaced the Photogenic one, it's more expensive and it's not as good. So I would love to have that back, or to know that they decided to repackage that in L'Oreal packaging for the drugstore. If that's what it is, please let me know down below, because I would be all about that. Question number 19 is where I go for makeup inspiration. There are definitely a couple of Instagram accounts that I really enjoy. I love, and I already mentioned her, Katie Jane Hughes. She's definitely a favorite. I will leave her Instagram in the description box below. I also love when Lisa Eldridge puts out a video on her YouTube channel. I love her lipsticks, but when she's talking about just the makeup that she uses or the technique she uses as a makeup artist, I find those translate the best to my life, because her everyday makeup for her is not as heavy as what you might see her do on set for a fashion shoot or for a cover of a magazine. Those others can be a little bit more editorial, but her everyday looks are right exactly what I'm looking for. Question number 20 is, what do you hope to see less of in makeup's future? For me, it's those companies that are just shooting, you know, one launch after another, after another, after another, and you hardly have a chance to catch your breath. ColourPop, MAC, Anastasia Beverly Hills. I feel like there's a lot out there. NARS. Every time I turn around, there's another release from NARS and it looks just like the last one. I kind of am tired of that. And those companies, with the exception of this new lip formula from NARS, I haven't bought anything from NARS in probably 4 or 5 years. I also am not really inspired. I haven't been recently until these guys came out from ColourPop. I haven't been buying ColourPop. I also haven't bought anything from MAC in a long time. There's a lot of products out there where I feel like the brands are just shooting stuff out, and I want it to slow down, and I want us to have a moment with what we buy as opposed to always chasing the next. I want to see less of everything and more quality. The last question is, what do I hope to see more of in makeup's future? For me, diversity. I remember a couple years ago when Fenty came out with like 40 or 50 shades and we were all like, yes, this is what we want. I feel like at that point, drugstore started doing more of that. I feel like there's been an expansion of shade ranges, which is great. I definitely want to see more inclusivity when it comes to age. I feel like there's a certain point where all of the makeup is really, or skincare is really targeted towards really young people, or you get stuff for like anti-aging, and that's a term I don't really like. And you see people who, you know, have expression lines, but then you can tell that they've been airbrushed. Oh, that bothers me. So when Wayne Goss did his more recent eyeshadow release, and he had a picture of a beautiful woman on there, and she didn't have like perfectly taut lids. I was like, yes, I want to see more of that. I love knowing that there are men who are doing makeup, not just as a makeup artist, but who are wearing makeup and putting that out there. I feel like diversity is what we need more of. Not just shade range, not just gender, but age as well. That's what I hope for more of in the future. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to know if you have done this makeup tag. Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to watch yours. Or if you have real strong thoughts about any of these questions, let me know as well. Thank you so much for watching. Have an incredible day. Thanks for being subscribed, and I will see you again soon. Bye.